Hey guys, today we are going to be reviewing a very interesting piece of tech, and this is a blood pressure monitor from a company, MoonoLife. It is a very interesting piece of tech in that I have not seen many blood pressure monitors that look this high tech. I actually do monitor my blood pressure on a regular basis, and I have been using this from Omron. So I won't talk much about this except that this doesn't come with the tubing and the cuff. It is a cuff and a measurement unit all rolled into one. So let's look at a deeper dive into this piece of tech here and show you whether this is a better monitor than the Omron one, which costs quite a pretty penny. Let's dive right in. Now, how blood pressure monitors work is that they actually do pump up the pressure on your cuff quite a fair bit, maybe to about 160, 180 before it comes down slowly and it starts deflating, and it will measure your diastolic and systolic on the way down. And the reason why I chose the Omron, this piece of tech, is for two reasons. One is that it actually measures on the way up. So it keeps pumping and it tries to find out your systolic and your diastolic, and it will stop when it finds it out. So it doesn't get uncomfortable and pump all the way to the top before it comes down again. And the other benefit of this is, of course, it is just one unit, right? No dangling cables, no tubing to run around. So nothing else to bother with. It comes with an app. So it links to the app via Bluetooth, and it will upload your data to a site where you can track historically what your blood pressure readings have been. And so if you have any form of chronic blood pressure issues, this is something that you need to be doing on a regular basis. Now, the thing I don't fancy about this is that the screen is actually pretty small. If you look at this here, and that's just the screen. It is not difficult to operate per se, but it's just not a lot of information. Now, it uses 4 AAA battery, and unfortunately, it is not a rechargeable unit. So there's no built-in lithium battery. But the convenience of this, really, no doubt, it is one of the best in the market. Just one device this way. I really like this device. It cost 179 Singapore dollars when I bought it. So not the cheapest blood pressure monitor. Now, this company, MoonoLife, that we are looking at right here, it is a very pretty piece of equipment. I have not seen blood pressure monitors that look pretty, not seen blood pressure monitors that actually look well designed and comfortable and user friendly. Now, if I were to turn this on, it will give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So what you do is you press the button, hold it for 2 seconds, very chimey music, kind of puts your mood in a better mood so that it reduces the stress before you're about to take the reading. So if you look here, this circular screen, you actually see a full color screen, and it's pretty high resolution. I would say that it is, for my watch for comparison, I would say that it's pretty about 2 inches, maybe 2+ inches in diameter across. Now, you'll see that it is actually user customizable. There is a Bluetooth icon, which then brings me to the app that MoonoLife has created. Now, this MoonoLife app that we are talking about here, at first, when I tried it, I'm in Singapore, right? And the app actually wasn't available on the App Store. I wrote to the manufacturer and they turned it on so that I could actually download the app in Singapore. And I'll go through the app in a little bit. Before we go on to the app, let's look at this device here. Now, this comes with a cuff, right? The cuff is actually pretty well made. Not that it's particularly comfortable, I'm sorry about that, but it is well labeled. These numbers are for, I guess, centimeters around your bicep, around your arm. So it comes clearly labeled. There's an up and a down. It also comes in a pretty case, right? This is a soft carrying case. You can actually squash everything up and squeeze everything inside this bag for carrying around. So pretty convenient if you ask me. Now, this tube, okay, is detachable, right? And it's at a right angle so that when you need to, you can actually just plug it in. If you're right-handed, you want to put it on this way, or if you want to do it the other way, you can actually set it the other way. Now, there is a speaker button here. You press it. Yep, it will turn the voice prompts on or off. There's a charging port right here, and this charging port is USB-C. So using the supplied cable, you can actually charge this unit up. I haven't managed to run down the battery on this since the first charge. So this unit sits stably on your table. It has a very soft, cushy pad here, which you will rest your arm on. Now, let me take one measurement to show you how this whole thing works. Okay, so this is the cuff. There is kind of like a slot that you slot this in, all right? Okay, now take note of the position. It says up here and it says down here. So down faces the arm downwards, all right? And where you put this is on your upper arm with this down arrow pointing towards your wrist. Okay, and you secure it. Okay, that's it. So if I were to put my wrist here and I turn it on, actually, you don't have to. You can just turn it on first. Okay. And this is the screen with a nice chimey tune starting up, booting up. Okay, it says correct posture for blood pressure measurement. So it tells you what to do. Put on the cuff, rest your wrist, and you press the start button. So let's just do that.
Starting measurement. Please relax.
Let's take care not to squash the tube. This is not the fastest pump. Some of the medical grade, those that are being used in the hospital, they pump actually very, very fast. Most home units do not pump at a high speed. So this is average, on par with whatever is commercially available, I guess. So it measures your blood pressure. It measures your pulse as well. There is a pulse that you will see on the graph, and it shows while you're taking the measurement.
Measurement over. Your blood pressure, systolic pressure, 100,
Oops, hypertension
44
stage 1.
millimeter of mercury pillar, diastolic pressure, 95 millimeter of mercury pillar, the pulse, 84 beats per minute. The measurement results is hypertension stage 1. Thank you.
Oops. So a quick explanation, if you saw the screen move, it was because the camera was actually tilting off the tripod, and that drove my blood pressure up because I was hoping that it wouldn't fall over while I was doing the measurement. But second reading, it's not too bad, 125/85 within normal range. So the healthy adult should average around 120/80. Now, pulse during the day is going to get a little bit higher. And when you're actually at work or when you're actually in a high stress environment, like taking this YouTube video, it actually drives the pulse up quite a bit. Now, I use the Apple Watch to monitor my heart rate throughout the day as well. And when you're sleeping, it does drop to a lowish 50 plus. In the normal course of a day, will be about 60 to 70. And if you're walking around 80, 90. So I would say in terms of accuracy, not much that I can measure this against. Why don't we do this test here? So I've done a reading of 125/84 here, and let's see how the Omron stacks up with it. Again, like I'm showing you, very simple, just wear this, one click. Okay, so I've done the reading here. On the Omron here, it says that my pulse is 81 beats per minute, and the systolic pressure is 139 over a diastolic of 96. So this reads a little bit highish. Now, the best way to do this is not to take one reading after the next, because there are some movements that think the situation changes. So maybe this is what I'll do. I'll measure it on both sides. So I'm going to put the Omron on my left hand. Again, I think because the position, there is a difference between the left and the right hand as well, depending on the position. But blood pressure monitoring is never an exact science. Let's see how accurate this is likely to be. All right, let me turn this on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go.
Starting measurement. Please relax.
Oh, the MoonoLife is actually pumping a lot faster. It's reaching 100. And on the Omron, it's now about 70.
Measurement over. Your blood pressure.
Measurement complete on the MoonoLife.
140 millimeter of mercury pillar. Diastolic pressure. 90 millimeter of mercury pillar. The pulse. 84 beats per minute. The measurement results is hypertension stage 1.
Oops. So again, the reading went up because, because it's just a little bit higher. Okay, come, let's take a look at the reading here. So we have 84 beats per minute for the pulse and the same on the Omron at 84 beats per minute. Now the systolic pressure over on the Moono is 140 and the systolic is 129 on the Omron over a diastolic of 90 and a diastolic of 92 on the Omron. So it is about, the systolic pressure is a little bit off. This is 140 and this is 129. The diastolic is right about there, 90 versus 90. And the heart rate is spot on, same at 84 beats per minute. So I can't tell which is more accurate and which is less accurate because none of these are actually clinically calibrated. I would say that you can use it to monitor and track your blood pressure. I think it will work. The Moono actually pairs with an app, right? So there is a Moono app, which I'm going to walk through with you. So very strangely, when you log in, it will ask for your name and it will ask for your weight, your height, and it will also ask for the area that you're in. So there are only a few countries that you can select from. And funnily, the continent actually, it means state. So there's probably a little bit of confusion as to what continent actually means. There are only 7 continents in the world, and they are not these 50 states of the United States. Okay, so the moment you're done, it asks whether you want to use Bluetooth, and the pairing is actually super simple. Turn on the blood pressure monitor and click on the Bluetooth button here, which says not connected at the moment, and it will actually pair up very, very easily, very, very quickly without even you having to go into the settings. And the moment you have it found, you just click on the device and it is there and the data is synced. Now, I have been using it for some measurements prior to actually pairing this up. So all the data was actually saved on the Moono device onboard memory, and now it's all synced over. So you can see a chart where all your measurements are being taken over a period of time. And if you go on further, you can actually explore a little bit on what the other aspects of the app are. So there's some articles that you can read through. And if you click on the trend, you will be able to see all the different measurements that you have taken over a period of time, including the measurement of your heart rate. So it shows you a list of all the previous measurements. Click on it and you'll be able to tell whether it's normal, it's not normal. You can actually set your mood before the measurement, or you can actually tell the app whether you have taken your hypertensive medication or if you have not. So all in all, this is actually a pretty interesting device. Now, again, I think the selling point of this is that it does look very, very pretty. It does look very, very user-friendly. I can imagine buying this for a parent and telling them how to use it is as easy as turning it on and pressing the button. And that's it. And you don't actually have to ask your parents to download the app. They can just keep taking the measurement. And when you are there, you sync it up with the app that is installed in your phone, and you'll be able to track whether they have been taking their blood pressure and what their blood pressure readings are like in your absence. So if you think that this is something that you need, and I do urge that everybody should monitor their health, I would leave a link in the video description down below, and you can consider buying it off. This is an affiliate link, so I do actually make something out of that, and it is your way of showing support for my channel. So of course, I can't be reviewing Sonos speakers all the time. They have a limited number of releases a year, and there's just so much I can do on Sonos speakers. So I look forward to your support. If you have any questions on this blood pressure monitor, do shoot out to me and I will try to answer to the best of my ability. So in the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video.